Spurs have traded blows through 4 games of the Western Conference Finals. The Spurs stole Game 1. The Thunder responded with wins in Game 2 and 3. However, San Antonio held the Thunder to 82 points in Game 4, Oklahoma City's fewest points in any game since December of 2021. So now, who would you rather have leading your team in tonight's pivotal Game 5? I said this is like picking your favorite kid. SGA or Wemby? JWill, go ahead.
What a tough choice. I'm going to go Wemby, y'all. Somebody that can affect the game on both sides of the floor. Defensively, can alter and block out the sun. And then offensively, is a phenom that the game of basketball has ever seen. And let me tell y'all something. They're going to try a lot of different things, whether it's the physicality of Hartenstein or whether Chet wants to take on it, even though Chet has not had a game of 20-plus points, averaging 14 for this series. But here's the reason why I'm going to take Wemby in a game like tonight. Tonight's a massive game, Stephen A., for SGA, for both these guys and for these teams, but also for SGA. And the conversations around Shea around this game have been massive because of the fact that A.J. Mitchell and the likes of J-Dubs aren't going to be on the court. That's 2 of your 3 primary ball handlers that can get downtown, downhill, and affect the game by spraying it out. So what happens with their rotation, it now bumps up guys like Jared McCain, and now bumps up guys like Isaiah Joe and Wiggins to do more and to make more shots from the outside. So to me, it puts more pressure on Wemby to do things. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think Vassell, excuse me, I think the way they're learning how to defend him by not doubling him and staying home, I think those boys have a different style of defense on him that I'm not sure Shea is going to be able to live up to on a night like tonight because they are undermanned. No, people aren't going to see at home they're undermanned because of their overall depth. But I think tonight's going to be a difficult game for SGA, and I'm going to take Wemby.
I'm going to go with SGA tonight, but it's for the reasons that you mentioned. Because I believe in Shea, and I believe in the difficulty that he's had with Stephon Castle, and how Castle has defended so exceptionally well against him. And Shea knows that if he can't overcome this, they're not going to win. I don't believe the loser of this game is winning the series. I think whoever wins this game is winning the series, whether it's San Antonio in 6 or it's Oklahoma City in 7. I do not believe Oklahoma City is going back to San Antonio and winning that game. 6. I don't believe that. So either they win the night and they secure Game 7, or they lose tonight and they'll possibly lose Game 6. I think Shea knows this. I think he's a league MVP for a reason. I think that he's going to pull out his bag tonight and he's going to put on a show because he has no damn choice. He has to do it with J-Dub out, with A.J. Mitchell out, with Holmgren being a virtual no-show, for most of this series. I think Shea recognizes the urgency of the moment and he will respond in kind because he has no choice.
Really quick, before you go here, Cameron, J-Dub is listed as questionable for tonight's game. A.J. Mitchell has been ruled out. Go ahead.
I'm going to agree with you, JWill. There's no way I'm not taking 7-4 every time. Not only 7-4, 7-4 Defensive Player of the Year. They can hit a 28-footer if need be to send you into double overtime. They actually help you get Game 1 of the conference finals. Not only that, hitting the buzzer beater at half court. His bag is $70,000 Birkin right now. I'm talking about the alien when we're talking about Wemby. His bag is this deep. So if you ask me who I'd rather have, and I agree with you, Stephen A., I think Shea has to come put on the show, but we're going off the question. Who would I rather have? I'm not even questioning it. I'm definitely taking Wemby. I don't know if y'all seen Ant-Man's statements about what he talked about Wemby the other day when he got suspended. Yeah, so basically Ant-Man said, and I wouldn't have said this, and I know Ant-Man's a dog, but me personally, JWill, Stephen A., I wouldn't have said it. When Ant-Man said it's this, he's basically 8'5" when he stretches out. I was happy he got kicked out the game the other day. I was hoping that they suspended him. I was hoping they suspended him. It's nothing you can really do when he's down there. So, yeah, I'm going to call the league and hope that they suspend him. Talking about that game, he threw the elbow and got kicked out. This is Anthony Edwards. And when you do that, you're in the mind of Anthony Edwards. Now, we're not going to say Anthony Edwards is going to be scared for years to come. We know he's a dog. But me personally, if I'm Wemby, I'm downloading that information. Oh yeah, that's how you feel when I'm down here? I'm gonna be down here every time you come down here. So I'm definitely gonna go with Wemby and agree with JWill.
Cam, I'm just telling you
coming
something. Coming down the lane when there's a dude 7'6" there who had to go against Yao Ming, you ain't going down there too many times, man. Yeah. Trust and believe that.
If the Cavs faced the Spurs, they would have to come up with new analytics because there are like analytics you cannot look at when you face Wembanyama because dudes just pivot, they go different directions. Like you can't even put analytics on it. The Cavs would be in a world of hurt. Go ahead.
But Shay, to piggyback off of what Cameron was saying, listen, again, Ant didn't say anything wrong. Just like J-Dub didn't say anything wrong at the beginning of the season when a reporter asked him, why y'all keep losing them? He said, they got this dude down there 7'5". But, he's 22. He's not going away. So what y'all going to do about it? You got to figure out something. And this might be galvanizing your teammates that are above 7 feet to do their damn job since they're a little bit closer to the sky than you are. Get them to do something about it, but do something.
All right, it's blank slate tonight, it feels like. Game 5 of the West.
Well, if you can remember all the way back to Game 4 in this series, nice one for San Antonio. 103-82 is your final. Wemby with 33-8, 5 assists, 3 blocks. Fox had 12, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 0 turnovers. Castle with 13, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. SGA had 19, but the big story of this one is it has been 4 years since anybody has held the Thunder to under 90 points, and we're talking any time of the season in that stat. So, best of 3 is where we sit. Boogie, I shall start with you. Defensively, is this the ticket for San Antonio to finish this series?
This is going down to the wire, in my opinion. This isn't just some walkover, pushover series. I think it's 2 of the best teams in the entire league, not just the Western Conference. I think San Antonio has shown flashes that they have the ability and talent to, overcome this team in the series. But, the Thunder have also shown their fight and their experience in this series. So, like I said, I think it's going to a 7. I will say I do think the Spurs' best chance is when we get the aggressive version of Wemby. I like when he comes out aggressive in the first quarters. That's usually when it leads to the bigger games. Like we just saw from the previous game, he ended up with 33. Game 1, he had a 40-point game because he came out aggressive. So I do like that version of him. I think that changes the whole game plan. Because most of the time he kind of comes out and plays within the system, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just think in these moments of the playoffs, we need the best in big games from Wemby for this Spurs team to overcome the Thunder. So I do like the aggressive Wemby. Hopefully we see that, coming out in the next game. And, I think that kind of helps determine the series a little more. When it comes to the Thunder, they are, a little beat down as far as their depth, but the experience is there. They have even more depth with this, which is crazy to even say. But this is a team that's been here before. They have championship DNA. They have championship ways. I also feel they can still find a way to, close this series out on their behalf. So, like I said, this is going to a Game 7, in my opinion. May the best team win.
Yeah, listen, I hope it goes Game 7. I need a Game 7. I want it so badly to go to Game 7 because these 2 teams are unreal. And this series is great. And these are such similar teams where they're both so talented offensively, defensively. They have star players. They have shooting. Like, both these teams have it all. The Thunder, obviously, missing A.J. Mitchell, missing Jalen Williams. That's a huge hole. But this team, we praised them all season long, all year long about their depth. Isaiah Joe, he's got to be better. He was 4 for 9. Wiggins, 2 for 11. The other Jalen Williams, 1 for 7. And Jared McCain, 1 for 10. So, yes, they do have the depth and they have the bodies that throughout there, but they still have to produce and they still have to be productive. And they got nothing from their bench. Offensively, like look at that. They haven't scored under 90 points in 4 years. That's an insane stat. And so I think this is just a game you flush, you move on. But I agree with Boogie. I think the best version of the Spurs, their defense is going to travel. They are connected. They are a unit defensively no matter where they are. Wemby aggressive, setting the tone early, I think is a huge, huge plus for them. And it kind of kickstarts their entire thing. So this series is unbelievable. Tonight, the game, obviously in OKC, I got to give them the edge, but I just move on from game 4 if I'm them, because that was ugly, and that's probably not going to happen again since it hasn't happened in 4 years.
Yeah.
Some say ugly, others say beautiful, but yes.
Yeah. We're watching the chess match. I thought the adjustments that San Antonio made, both offensively and defensively, I think it got them to the point where they can beat OKC like this. Like what both of y'all just said. They look like a completely different team when Wemby comes out and plays like he's one of the best players on the floor. He's not deferring to anybody. He's just being aggressive and putting as much pressure as you can on that OKC defense that's so successful in playing the passing lanes, playing the second and third options. Instead, they said we're going to get a ball to big fella, and that's going to be the first option, and y'all going to have to find a way to stop it. So I like the fact that he had over 15 attempts in the first half to get this thing kick-started like you guys just mentioned. And defensively, they said instead of the bench having the impact that they've been having and scoring 50 and 60 points against us, we're going to try to limit that. We're going to try to get that to halfway and make some of these guys make shots over solid defense instead of allowing them to shoot wide open shots. They're going to have to play in some traffic. They're going to have to play within the three-point line, and they're going to have to make shots over contested defense, and they were able to do that. So those two adjustments that San Antonio made, I want to see what OKC does in exchange for that to try to alleviate some of that with some of these guys being out of the lineup. But you got to give credit where it's due. San Antonio adjusted. They knew how important this game 4 was, and they went out and got it, and they played in a dominating fashion.
An angry Wemby is a good Wemby, and now that he's got that one vote that left him off first team All-NBA, shout out Justin Termini, he's going to be angry again tonight. So that's the good news, Spurs fans. Darren Fox asked about Coach Pop. Yeah, Popovich, his impact. He's still around. Here's Darren Fox.
We lost game 3, and I think that was Pop's been around like throughout the course of the season, but that was the first time he walked into the locker room and was like, nah, that's BS. That's not how we play basketball. And obviously he has some choice words for it, but that was the first time all season that he came into the locker room right after a game and told us how he felt. And everybody felt that.
Everyone was in that locker room, apparently, which is crazy. We also saw him at the airport the game after, or the day after Wemby got booted from that one game for the elbow. It's culture, man. We just talked about Cleveland not having a culture. And I know, Lou, you didn't love the airport optics. And I tried to explain to you it's different there.
I got another question.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I love everything about the San Antonio Spurs and their organization and culture. It was something that I experienced being somebody that competed against them, and I understood how valuable and important it was. And I always envied that by being able to compete against them. Like, man, it looked like they're really connected. Here's my only question, though, Bees, and I'm not trying to shake the tree, but we keep talking about Pop. At some point, when do we give credit to Coach Johnson? Like, when do we give him his proper due for being a part of this? Like, I love the fact that Pop is involved. I love the fact that he's there. And this is not even a critique. I'm literally asking the question because I just feel like Mitch Johnson should get way more credit than he gets. And I understand the culture. I understand the organization. And Pop is like the godfather. I understand and I respect all of those things. But, man, Mitch Johnson is coaching his ass off, but it seems like every time there's a big moment, we kind of give that credit to Pop. If you know what I'm saying? So I'm not
I get it.
I'm not being critical, but what I'm saying is at some point we got to shine a light on this young coach who's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing to try to get them back to championship form. Now I understand that Pop is the overseer and all of that, and I love it. I'm gonna continue to say that because I don't want anybody on my back about this. I just want to shine a light on Mitch Johnson, the way that he's been able to coach and being so young and the impact that he's been able to have. I just would like to see him get more flowers than he does. That was my one gripe about everything.
Well, I do think, look, he's a finalist for Coach of the Year, which, by the way, when's that going to happen? Because that's going to be an awkward prize. But that being said, like, you know what it's like? It's like you've got Yoda in the back. He doesn't have to be there all the time, but when he decides to come out, you're like, oh, Yoda made an appearance today, and it's kind of awesome. But I think Mitch is getting hella props for the job he's done. It's just hard, you know, like the way he got the gig, everything came so sort of in a wonky fashion and wasn't Pop's choice and all that.
Did a tremendous job.
Wonder,
we
it's
gotta give him some
a hell
love.
of a thing. To walk into that locker room and have to take over for that man, that's a lot. I love Mitch Johnson, so I got
by the way,
with that.
And Lou, you're right. The timing of like the Coach of the Year voting, if I had a vote right now,